Before starting this video, I do want to give a thank you to my patrons that support the channel. And if you would like to support the channel, there are some great benefits for you in the link down below. So with that, let's get into today's video. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Devin coming back at you with another video today on PubStomp MTG. So today we're going to be looking at Ob-Nixilis Captive Kingpin. So before reading the card, I just want to first talk about how Ob-Nixilis lost his spark again. First on Zendikar, now on New Capenna. I mean, at least he's on New Capenna, where I think he likes it a little better than Zendikar in my opinion. But honestly, I just think it kind of ironic that he lost his spark not just once, but twice. Honestly, Ob-Nixilis just can't catch a break, but we did get an awesome new legendary creature with him, within Rakdos colors. So this newest version of Ob-Nixilis reads, flying and trample, whenever one or more opponents each lose exactly one life, put a 1/1 counter on Ob-Nixilis Captive Kingpin, exile the top card of your library. Until your next end step, you may play that card. So at first, I wasn't too impressed with this card, but the more I thought about it and the more I've been reading about it, it's actually pretty busted and combos with a lot of different cards and has a lot of great synergies as well. So the goal of the deck is pretty simple. We're going to make sure our opponents are losing one life exactly so that we can gain value out of it. In most cases, our opponents are actually going to be paying one life more than you think with fetch lands, any land that pays one life, or even a Necropotence. He does also have some great stats, especially being a 4-mana commander with flying and trample. Each time your opponents are going to be losing one life, he's going to get bigger each time. So am I missing anything? Is there anything you guys want to mention down below what I'm missing about this amazing commander? I think this is absolutely incredible. Rakdos can't keep getting away with getting too much good cards. Then again, I am a Rakdos player. I love playing Rakdos a lot, so I do have a little bias towards Rakdos. Anyways, let's go over some cards that will be excellent in this deck that have some great synergy with Ob-Nixilis. With the deck list that's going to be down below in the description, it's going to be more of a high-powered 2 EDH deck. I don't know if it's going to be quite a EDH commander, but I do feel like it'd be a high-powered commander with a lot of combo potential. But first, let's dive into some synergy that you may want to include into the deck. We do want to make sure we have a lot of great options in our deck to make sure our opponents are losing one life exactly so that we can get that Ob-Nixilis trigger. So the first cards I did think about was Kessig Flame Breather and Firebrand Archer. They basically have that same ability. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it will deal 1 damage to each opponent. Because of Ob-Nixilis saying whenever one or more opponents each lose exactly one life, it'll only count as one trigger. But you know, hey, that's okay completely, mainly because these cards provide great value, and on top of that, we're going to be casting a lot of non-creature spells in the process. On the receiving end, if our opponents are drawing a lot of cards, we must include Kederek Parasite. It does have that great ability whenever an opponent draws a card, if you control a red permanent, you may have Kederek Parasite deal 1 damage to that player. So with our commander being a red permanent, it's absolutely excellent having that ability to ping someone for 1 damage whenever they're drawing a card. And on top of that, we will get the benefit of playing cards from exile constantly. Another card I did want to highlight is Urabrask. I'm not going to highlight the backside of it because that first ability is absolutely perfect. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Urabrask deals 1 damage to target opponent at a red mana. Let's be real here, Wizards knew what they were doing with Urabrask, making him an auto-include in Ob-Nixilis. You could absolutely storm off by pinging somebody for damage and then exiling the top card of your library, playing that card, getting some mana for it, and on top of that pinging somebody again to repeat the process. If you are storming off and you want to get some more mana, Birgi is your person to do that. So Urabrask does have that limitation of playing instant and sorceries to add a red mana. You can just cast any spell with Birgi and you'll get red mana on top of that. This is an absolute engine in the deck, mainly because when we're casting spells from exile, we'll get a red mana and then we can cast some more spells from exile and then keep on repeating the process with Ob-Nixilis, making him huge, and on top of that, getting more card advantage. There are some other cards I did want to highlight that I feel like would make the most impact in the deck by being great value engines. The first card I did want to bring to your attention is Roiling Vortex. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Roiling Vortex deals 1 damage to them. That's great, we're just getting card advantage on top of that. What's not to like about this static ability? With this card on the battlefield and Ob-Nixilis on the battlefield as well, we could definitely provide a great value engine. Each turn, we're going to get some card advantage by exiling exiling the top card of our library, and we could play until our next turn. What's not to like about this card? Also, if people are playing free spells left and right, you get to deal 5 damage to them directly into the face. Another value engine I did want to talk about is Prosper Tomebound. So a funny interaction not a lot of people think about with Prosper is the fact that he does have Death Touch, and it's a 1/4. Ob-Nixilis wants people to lose 1 life exactly, so that's the exact requirements for Prosper to deal damage with, so that we could get some more card advantage by exiling the top card of our library. Also, if you do look at that second ability, whenever you do play a card from exile, you create a treasure token. So this just provides a great value engine in our deck as well. We do also have an infamous Storm card with Grape Shot. So for 2 mana, Grape Shot deals 1 damage to any target. So if you do have a huge Storm count on the board, say for example, if there was about 10 spells that were played before this one, you could spread 11 damage to your opponents. Then you could exile the top 11 cards of your library and also put 11 counters on Ob-Nixilis, which is a flying trample, so it would become a 15-14. So is there anything I'm missing again? I know I mentioned it previously, but seriously, this card is insane. I absolutely love Ob-Nixilis. The best part about Ob-Nixilis is the fact that he's actually a 1-card combo with All Will Be One. How does this work, you say? Let's find out. So if we do have Ob-Nixilis and All Will Be One on the board, we will just need something to deal 1 damage to any opponent. So essentially dealing 1 damage to something will trigger Ob-Nixilis to put a 1/1 counter on him. This will then trigger All Will Be One to deal 1 damage to an opponent again. And hey look, you deal 1 damage to an opponent, Ob-Nixilis will trigger again, so that you can constantly repeat that process of putting a 1/1 counter on Ob-Nixilis and then dealing 1 damage to an opponent with All Will Be One. So surprise, surprise, All Will Be One combos with another card yet again. Honestly, this is probably one of the more efficient ways of doing it, mainly because it's a clean combo with the commander. If there's any other combos you guys could think of, let me know down below in the comments. With that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for coming by and watching this video on Ob-Nixilis. Again, I can't believe he lost his spark, but if he didn't lose his spark again, we wouldn't have this awesome new legendary commander. I am pretty excited to see a lot of the planeswalkers desparked, mainly because we can make more commander decks out of them and making a theme around that planeswalker specifically. That does bring me to my next question. Which card would you like to see made into a commander deck? I do have Nahiri on my list. She's probably going to come up next, but if there's any other commanders you see that you want to see a deck tech out of, let me know down below in the comments. So stay tuned, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and with that out of the way, thank you for stomping by.